OD Knock, the new Kojima game. Kojima or Koji. I don't know why I keep saying Kojima, but it's Kojima. I don't know. That's just I don't know. But let's check out this trailer. Let's check out this.
The developer's horror game that's
video.
being produced in collaboration with Xbox Game Studios. While the project's first trailer features barely more than a couple minutes of gameplay and is set entirely in a single room, it's already creating quite a buzz. And that's because it's distinctly reminiscent of PT.
Indeed.
Hideo Kojima's famous 2014 playable teaser for a Silent Hill game that never was. PT went on to influence an entire wave of dread-fueled horror
that's what it stands for, playable teaser, if you didn't know.
Games, but it seems like Kojima...
They're selling PS3s and PS4s with this game on it, like, for thousands of dollars. I don't know if you've seen that. I'll try to put something up on the screen if I remember when I'm editing, but, like, they're selling them shits for thousands of dollars, like... This game, this little playable teaser went crazy. I really wish they would come back with it, unless OD is supposed to be like the spiritual successor to it.
Kojima is finally returning to those ideas himself for OD. While there's no suggestion that OD and PT are directly related, it's already clear that this new Xbox exclusive horror is reusing and reinterpreting many of the themes, motifs, and designs that were established in the Silent Hills teaser. From ominous knocking to terrifying babies, let's explore the significant connecting threads between these two projects.
Let's get it. Oh, hell no.
Perhaps the most clear link between OD and PT is their perspectives and settings. PT is played from the first-person perspective and takes place in what, at least initially, seems to be a mundane and unremarkable suburban home.
Dirty as hell, though.
Appears to be following that approach, at least with the sequence we see in the trailer. The area in which the terror unfolds could be a room in anyone's house. The dull walls, herringbone flooring, and miserable weather outside suggest another boring day in suburbia. But, just like in PT, there are unnerving elements that pierce through the mundanity. For one, why is the room only furnished with 2 armchairs, both of which are oddly positioned? Secondly, and most importantly, why is there a shrine of burning candles?
Is that even a word? Mundanity?
PT earned widespread acclaim because it approached horror in a way largely unseen in video games prior. While its first-person perspective and complete lack of combat may well have been influenced by 2010's Amnesia: The Dark Descent, PT went several steps further and avoided any sense of traditional video game enemies. Instead, your foe was the environment itself. An endlessly looping corridor that holds you hostage until you can solve its many mysteries.
Oh, hell no.
No tools provided aside from a simple flashlight, these puzzles were cracked through the use of simple observation. Find the right clues, and the house would morph on your next loop, slowly revealing the disturbing components that piece together to tell the story of a murdered family. While there's no suggestion that OD will feature any kind of looping hallway, it does appear to take a similar approach when it comes to puzzles. The trailer opens with the protagonist, played by Sophia Lillis of It and Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves fame, being told to light the fires to celebrate their redacted. She then proceeds to light a number of candles using a box of matches, with each new flame causing changes in the environment.
Oh no.
Perhaps the most obvious and immediately scary element of this puzzle is its use of crying infants. As Lilith lights a baby-shaped candle, the shrieks of a crying newborn immediately fill the room, causing her to flinch and drop the match.
I flinched too, because like, what the hell going on?
Of course, has a famous connection to babies via Death Stranding, in which bridge babies are used to detect spirits. However, PT also prominently featured crying babies, as well as a more horrifying image of a mutated, bloody fetus laying in a bathroom wash basin. The trailer does nothing to explain how babies are related to OD's story, but it's clear that Kojima is once again turning to the chilling sound of a distressed infant to give you goosebumps.
Yeah, because it's like, why the baby crying? Why the baby crying like that? What is somebody doing something to like? That's distressing, bro, to hear that.
While the baby's cries are certainly disturbing, the more ominous noise is the constant knocking that becomes increasingly louder and more frantic as the trailer progresses. This will clearly be a significant element as revealed as part of the Beyond the Strand livestream. OD is subtitled Knock. I'm really afraid of big knock sounds, explained Kojima, and once again we can see that expressed in PT. Since the entire game takes place in a corridor, the environment is naturally filled with doors, and creepy knocking echoes through the hallway as you complete loop after loop. Of course, it's not the knocking itself that's frightening, but what it signifies. Someone, or something, that wants to get inside.
Right.
It's a warning that your safety is about to be breached.
It's like, yeah, it's something, it's such a simple concept, like a baby crying or a knock on the door. It automatically gives you, like, I don't know about y'all, but like it automatically gives you that sense of like anxiety, like, oh shit, like, okay, why is this baby crying? Who the hell knocking on my door? Like to this day, like somebody knock on my door, ring my bell, I'm like, oh shit, who's it? Like even if I'm expecting somebody, like they're playing on that level of anxiety. I don't know, it's because I come from the hood, I come from the Bronx, so I'm always on 10. My spidey sense is always tingling, but that is a genius concept to add to a horror game.
Considering that you have no weapons in PT, that's a terrifying prospect.
Oh no.
The same seems to be true of OD. Sophia Lillis' character has no ability to defend herself from whatever is trying to get through that door.
Should've came in there strapped, sis.
If it wasn't already obvious from the oppressive atmosphere and screaming babies,
kitchen, get a knife.
It's generally considered a bad idea to conduct a ritual of which you know nothing about. Sophia's candle lighting seems to summon something. We never see it, but after all that knocking, we hear that it opens the door and slowly, dramatically approaches. While neither we nor Sophia can see this foe, something else does. An image of an eye stuck in the window. As a man, or monster, comes in, we see the image change, the eye opening wide in horror at what it observes. Once again, there is a link to PT here. During one of the loops, all of the pictures mounted on the corridor's walls are replaced with images of eyes that move and change as you walk through the house, as if they're observing you. PT also preyed on the idea of a malevolent figure lurking behind you.
Oh, hell.
The house is haunted by a spectral woman known as Lisa, who appears in a variety of frightening sequences. But beyond those scripted moments, there's always the unsettling...
Imagine you wake up, you go to the kitchen, you go to the fridge, you get your little snack, you chilling, and then you see this motherfucker just standing. You turn around, you see this motherfucker just in the distance, just standing in the corner. What are you doing? What are you gonna do at that point in time? What are you gonna pop off on her? You gonna run? What are you doing? Like, cause nope.
Who appears in a variety of frightening sequences. But beyond those scripted moments, there's always the unsettling feeling that Lisa is close by. Flickering shadows and eerie sound effects make it seem as if she's just beyond your peripheral vision. And that's because she quite literally is. Her character model is tethered to you, constantly following behind you as you explore the house.
Oh no.
While we have essentially no information on how OD will play, the final moments of the trailer do suggest that the fear of someone being right behind you will be explored, just as it was in PT.
Hills of silence.
As the unseen enemy approaches Lilith, you can hear the increasingly erratic sound of a Geiger counter. It seems to act as some kind of proximity sensor, akin to the motion detector used in Aliens, or perhaps more appropriately, the screeching static of Silent Hill's radio. PT, of course, was both a playable teaser and reveal for Silent Hills, a collaboration between Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro that would have been the next potentially revolutionary chapter in Konami's Silent Hill series. While there's absolutely no chance that OD is a secret Silent Hill game, Konami is not involved at all, there do appear to be a few nods to the series throughout this trailer. Aside from the Geiger counter replicating the function of Silent Hill's enemy alerting radio static, there's also the fact that the message that begins the trailer's ordeal is delivered on a card through a gap in the door. This is reminiscent of Silent Hill 4: The Room, in which cryptic messages are slipped under the locked door of protagonist Henry Townsend's apartment. The door through which OD's mysterious message is delivered is also hiding a small nod to Silent Hill. The design features 9 red panels arranged in a 3x3 grid. This resembles the same 3x3 grid of red squares seen in Silent Hill 2, which featured on the game's Japanese box art, and can be found in-game as the story's final save point. It wouldn't be surprising to see a number of other subtle references to Silent Hill in OD, but once again, this certainly isn't Kojima finally making Silent Hills, and so while there are clear parallels between OD and PT, the two are not canonically connected. It seems more likely that OD will relate to PT in the same way that Death Stranding, particularly its sequel, On the Beach, relates to Metal Gear Solid. Death Stranding 2 features a refreshed approach to combat that echoes the stealth sandbox of Metal Gear Solid 5, and one of its central characters, Neil Vana, is a clear nod to Kojima's most endearing hero, Solid Snake. While Kojima no longer has any official ties to his former workplace at Konami, it's clear that he still enjoys making connections with his past projects, and so it's only logical that OD,
Look at that
his first horror project since Silent Hills, will echo PT in a number of ways. But it's not how OD replicates PT that's the interesting thing. The more exciting prospect is how it will build on PT's successes, and so now we look forward to learning much more about the project. After all, we know so little about it. We do know that Get Out and Nope director Jordan Peele is involved, but that he's working on a separate OD experience, one that will replace the knock subtitle with a different kind of fear. So, is this an anthology of games, each one exploring unique phobias, or will OD be a collection of different media, breaking boundaries between games and films? PT reimagined the shape of horror over a decade ago, so of course, we're more than ready to see Kojima do it all over again. For more on the Beyond the Strand live stream, and of course everything else video games, stick with IGN.
It's so crazy that PT came out 10 years ago, because it just feels like it's still like relevant. Like even before they revealed OD, like I feel like people still talk about it. Remember I mentioned that like people are selling like PS3s or PS4s with the game on it. Like it's ridiculous, man. But it's crazy work, man. Crazy work. Hold on. Let me get my little clip file going. So OD. So there are various connections to this game and PT, the game that came out 10 years ago, and the Silent Hill series. This video kind of connects a lot of it together. The knocking on the door, the baby's crying, what is it called, the Geiger meter, like just certain sounds and atmospheric moments that connect the two works together with that, and with OD and PT and Silent Hills. It's crazy. It's a nod to that series. And then there's of course a pursuer. You know, in PT it was Lisa. In this we see somebody covering her face, or grabbing her from behind at the end of the trailer. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. I don't think it's gonna be like a successor, like a spiritual successor, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be like a sequel or nothing like that, or continue. But it just takes a lot of elements from what was supposed to be a larger game that was made 10 years ago, and then connecting it back to the also Silent Hills, the game that never came out, which would have been cool. I really wish they would have followed through with it. My man Norman Reedus, one of my favorite actors. Like, he's grown on me over the years. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. All right, so you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.